Out of PBC, Matchroom, and Golden Boy, which one do you look at as the weakest competition and won't be around, say, 5 years from now?
Well, they all have strengths. For example, Golden Boy has a good in the Hispanic market with Mexican and Mexican American kids, and of course they have the guy who's now the big star in boxing from a box office standpoint. That's Canelo, and there's no arguing with that. BBC has a big stable of fighters, very good fighters, and so they're in a good position. Eddie Hearn, he's in a strong position in the UK, where the fans really turn out and buy tickets, but I think he's falling on his ass in the United States because he doesn't understand the market, and he says stupid things, and what he's doing now with Chavez, putting himself at risk with the Nevada Commission, is senseless. So I think, that of all of those entities, the one that is least stable, at least in the United States, is Matchroom.
Would you say one of the stupid things that he said recently is that he said that Dan Rafael was somebody that he pays for that it's kind of like on the dole?
Well, see, that was really, if he said about, paying the way of media to go into the fight, that would have been okay. But then he went on and he said, which was false, that Dan Rafael, but, he has to know, like we know. For example, we have a room block.
Right.
So it's cheaper than a writer or anybody checking into the hotel, because it's part of a price.
Right.
So he books his room through our people, and then when he leaves, he gives us a check for his hotel bill. He did exactly that with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn has his head up his ass. All he's doing is wanting to talk in front of a camera, and he doesn't know what's happening in his own company, and he didn't know that Dan Rafael, in that particular instance and in all instances, had given his company a check for the full amount of the hotel bill. So it was very unfortunate to call out somebody who, has a good reputation, works for ESPN, and call him out like that. That was reprehensible, without even checking with his own people.
Well, ESPN is one of the outlets that can actually afford to send people out.
That is correct.
Cover the sport.
Well, no, and they paid. See, that was the thing.
Right.
When they read it, the ESPN people, they immediately contacted Dan and said, this is unacceptable. We paid for your room. What do you mean you take it from? And Dan explained what he did, and what he does with us and every other promoter, which is perfectly okay.